This is the slum of Cité Soleil in Haiti, one of the poorest places in the Western Hemisphere. In French, Cité Soleil means City of the Sun, but this is a place with hardly a ray of hope. I'm Kristof of the New York Times, and this is where I met Naomi Necure, a 30-year-old woman who lives in a dim, $6 a month cinder block shack with her 9 children. She is currently 8 months pregnant with her 10th child. So 4 people on the bed and 6 on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's the larger question. How can we ever make inroads against global poverty when women like Naomi have 10 kids? Naomi can hardly feed the children she already has. When I visited her in her home, there was no food to be found anywhere. The children happily ate some corn cobs that we brought them. Naomi herself admits that 10 children is far too many for someone in her situation.
If you were to give advice to another woman, how many children do you think you need?
2.
In my travels around the world, it has become crystal clear to me that we can't make progress against global poverty unless we do more to reduce fertility. Family planning used to be an integral part of international development efforts, but those programs have largely stalled in the last couple of decades. One reason is abortion politics. Republican presidents since Ronald Reagan have cut funding for the United Nations Population Fund and other organizations that were said, falsely, to be promoting abortion. Another factor is that promoting family planning is much more difficult than it seems. Here in Haiti, there are family planning clinics all over, and women say they want fewer children. And yet the number of births per woman is the same as it was 25 years ago. Naomi told me that she tried to use contraceptive injections, but they made her bleed. Other methods led to other problems. And after several children, she wanted to use condoms, but her husband at the time refused.
I stopped doing the family planning. I stopped because it gave me a lot of problems. It made my head spin, and I had trouble standing up. The doctor said the only planning I can do is a condom, and we split up because my husband didn't want to use condoms.
Things have not gone well for Naomi since.
The one whose child I'm carrying now, I was with him for 3 years. I crossed paths with him and asked him, how come you left me with your children when I'm pregnant? And he said, why don't you just die?
Michelle Brun of the United Nations Population Fund in Haiti says cases like Naomi's are common.
Because, in a relationship, a woman has to give children to her husband. So even if she wants to stop, the side of the family, sometimes she has no choice.
These issues are complex and there's no silver bullet. Sometimes it's said that education is the best contraceptive. Naomi herself seemed to understand this when I asked her what kind of life she hoped for her eldest daughter.
I told her life has not been easy for me. I don't want her to follow in my footsteps. I want her to finish school and learn a profession.
President Obama recently lifted the ban on funding for the UN Population Fund. That gives us an opportunity to lead a global effort to regain lost momentum for family planning. And while Naomi's story shows us that it won't be easy, it also underscores that there is simply no alternative. In Port-au-Prince, Haiti, for the New York Times, I'm Kristof.